It was true. It was all a sham. It ain't real.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Humanity under a single global authority. The elites are not afraid of the return. They are orchestrating it, because they are the descendants. They are the hybrids, and they are preparing to hand control back to their progenitors. Underground bases are not conspiracy theories. In 2015, Edward Snowden leaked classified documents confirming the existence of deep underground military bases across the United States, connected by high-speed tunnel systems. These bases are not for military defense. They are shelters. Shelters for the elite and their families during the transition event. Phil Schneider, a geological engineer who worked on these projects, publicly disclosed their true purpose in 1995. He described massive underground cities, some housing thousands, equipped with advanced technology and food supplies for decades. 2 years after his disclosure, Schneider was found dead in his apartment, strangled with a catheter tube, ruled a suicide. The acceleration of technology is not organic. Artificial intelligence, quantum computing, transhumanism, these are not human inventions. They are downloaded. Elon Musk has openly stated that Neuralink is about merging human consciousness with artificial intelligence to keep up with superior intelligence. Keep up with what? He never says. But the implication is clear. The reptilian...
You already said they're not human. They're not human inventions. So stop thinking that the white man created this shit.
...are not returning to a primitive world. They are returning to a world they have upgraded into a compatible format. The push for digital currency, social credit systems, and biometric identification is about control at the soul level. Once your consciousness is linked to a digital network, your thoughts, emotions, and choices can be monitored and manipulated.
So all TIs, we already here. The gang stalkers are already here as well. We already experiencing the hive mind collection. The TIs and the gang stalkers. Right now, they're just working on the rest of the population.
Control at the soul level. Once your consciousness is linked to a digital network, your thoughts, emotions, compatible format. The push for digital currency, social credit systems, and biometric identification is about control at the soul level. Once your consciousness is linked to a digital network, your thoughts, emotions, and choices can be monitored and manipulated in real time. This is the final stage of the human control system.
You best believe it.
Transhumanism is not evolution. It is assimilation. It is the merging of human biology with archontic technology.
That's right.
Creating a hive mind controlled by non-human intelligence.
That's right.
But here is what they do not want you to know. You have power.
And you know what's funny? Y'all, some of y'all, most of y'all, if not all of y'all, watch my channel and still cannot perceive this. You know why? Because you're filled with parasites. That's why. You need to detox your nasty ass.
Your consciousness is not weak. It is infinite. The reason... But here is what they do not want you to know. You have power. Your consciousness is not weak. It is infinite. The reason they have built this entire system of control, the reason they suppress spiritual knowledge, the reason they fluoridate your water and feed you propaganda, is because they fear you. They fear what happens when you remember who you are, when you remember that you are not a body, you are not a slave. You are an eternal consciousness that chose to experience this reality, and you can choose to exit it. Meditation.
Now, the only part I kind of disagree with is that choosing to come down here. That's that I gotta see this. You know. I hear a lot of people keep saying we chose to come here, whatever. Since I don't remember, I'm not going to agree. You know, maybe one day they're going to reveal it to me that I did choose to come down this bitch. Whether if I chose, I want to know that if I did choose, was I in my right mind or was I manipulated? That's what I want to know.
fasting.
Because I can understand the simple fact that, you know, sometimes we do things down here in this physical body that we choose to do shit. Like, for example, the women that I chose in my life, you know how you look back, you know, females, y'all do the same thing. You'll be with a dude, you might be in a relationship, abusive relationship, he beating your ass for 5 years, and then y'all finally break up, you finally get the cojones to walk away, and then as time goes by, as you heal yourself, 2 years went by, you done healed yourself, and now you looking back saying, what the hell was wrong with me? Why the hell did I stay in that relationship? Why the hell did I choose to be in an abusive relationship? You know what I mean? So you question that. Even though you did make the choice. You did choose to stay there. For whatever reason. The dick was good. Whatever the case. He had a long tongue. Whatever the case was. You chose. He had a lot of Benjamins in his pocket. So some of y'all don't even do that. Some of y'all just, sometimes the dude ain't got nothing. And y'all still choose to be in a relationship with a knucklehead. But you still chose to do it, whether you under mind control or not. Whatever the case. So that's what I want to know. Was I under mind control to make this choice to come down here? Was I manipulated? Was I deceived?
Slave. You are an eternal consciousness that chose to experience this reality, and you can choose to exit it. Meditation, fasting, breath work, plant medicines, these practices have been demonized and criminalized because they break the programming. They activate the pineal gland. They dissolve the veil. They allow you to see beyond the matrix. The elite do not meditate for relaxation. They meditate for power. They know how to access altered states, how to communicate with non-physical entities, and how to manipulate reality. And they do not...
Now, you know what's funny? The beasts do all this stuff, right? And guess what they give you? Jesus. Can I get a no there? They give you the Bible, you know what I'm saying? The Quran. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, they got all the resources. They got the real deep shit.
I want you to have that knowledge. The return is not something to fear, and they communicate with non-physical entities and how to manipulate reality. And they do not want you to have that knowledge.
They don't want you to have it.
The return is not something to fear.
Now, right there, when it said they do not want you to have that knowledge, obviously it's true. Why do you think they give you the weak-ass curriculum that they give you in school? You know, how come people don't know about the straw man, the Innes Ledges? You don't know about that. You got to. That's why Jesus. When you know how to decide, seek. You know how to decipher the scriptures. You will get a better understanding. And that's why Jesus did say, "Seek and you shall find." See, y'all don't know how to dissect the scriptures. You know, you're going to have to seek because they're not going to give you the real information. If they're handing you something, then why would you take it? Why would you take something that the beast is handing to you? You know it's fraudulent. You know what I'm saying? It's fraudulent, right? He ain't going to give you something that's going to set you free, your dumb ass.
It is something to prepare for, not with bunkers and weapons, but with awareness and sovereignty. When the event happens, when the skies open and the beings reveal themselves, you will have a choice. You can bow, or you can stand. You can believe their lies and accept their authority. Or you can remember the truth and reclaim your power. They are coming, but so are we, humanity.
And the scripture tells you that everybody going, we already know. We pretty much know how the end going to end. Even when you read the Bible, if you know how to, decode it, it said it said all these church folk, broad is the way that leads to destruction and narrow is the way that leads to life. And all these church folk is going to hell with the beast. You're going to hell right with the beast because you choose to go. Because you don't want to break from the spells, the God spells.
Humanity is waking up. The veil is thinning. The frequency is rising. And no matter how advanced their technology, no matter how ancient their bloodlines, they cannot stop a conscious, sovereign human being who refuses to be controlled.
Facts.
The war is not in the skies. The war is in your mind. And the battlefield is your awareness. The reptilian recall is not just their return. It is ours. The question is, will you remember in time?
Y'all hear that? The war is not in the sky. The war is in your mind. And with that being said, y'all, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I don't even give a damn. You ain't even gotta like it. You can dislike the video. I don't give a damn. Somebody out there, this message right here for somebody. If it's 100 people watching, if I can just wake up 1, 2, that's all good. Holla back.
I'm asking the questions now. I want to know why. Why would you put us through this? Why you fucking with our minds? You weren't supposed to find out. Well, I did.
Everything we've been led to believe is a lie. When we get chosen by the gods, they're choosing us for death, murder, automatic expiration. The great beyond is bullshit. What? That's crazy talk. I know you don't want to believe it, but I have proof.
You're not thinking of going back to your old ways, are you? Is that such a bad idea? Let the cops take these guys down. You know, sometimes the law works, and sometimes it doesn't. You know, these people, they steal, they murder, destroy people's lives, and get away with it. They have alibis, money, lawyers, power. They have everything.
You don't understand. Your world's gonna end.
What the hell are you?